Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of JoAnna's POV, JoAnna's point of view. Welcome back. Thank you for coming back and viewing this video. I don't know if y'all can see me well because it looks like I'm kind of dark. Let me see if I can fix that. Yeah, I'm not the techie. That's my daughter's thing. I don't do that. So we're just going to roll with this and hope that oh, that looks a little better, right? It doesn't. But something about let me see. Damn, y'all still can't see me. Oh, wait. That looks like it works a little bit better. Okay. I apologize for that, y'all. I'm doing my own tech and stuff. Um, my daughter act like she tired of being my, producer or whatever. So I'm trying to learn some of the stuff myself. As y'all know, today is Sunday, August the 30th, and it is raining like a motherfucker. I wanted to give you guys some live footage because something that I've talked a lot about on my channel is people not quarantining and people not social distancing right now while this COVID-19 thing is going on. And just last night it was a full-blown party across the street, and I couldn't even get the footage to show y'all because it was raining and carrying on. But hopefully, and I'm pretty sure the fuckery will continue, I'll have some footage for you guys, and then y'all can actually see what I've been referring to this whole time. Okay, that looks even better. Okay. So y'all know I like to start my shows with reading something that I wrote, something personal to me, and then getting into it. Today's episode is called Doing the Work because the last time we were here, I told you guys that I was watching the Ayamba Benzant's Fix My Life, and she was always telling people that they need to do the work, they need to go deeper, and they need to do the work. So I've been. Excuse me, you guys. I apologize for that. I just had a brain fart. So I've been doing the work, trying to figure out why are certain patterns in my life repeating themselves. Why does certain things seem to repeatedly happen, and why does every man that I let into my life, no matter how he looks, why all them niggas are the same? I had to try to do some of my own work because I need to, because I'm not trying to continue this pattern and continue going on and having the same things happen over and over again, because every situation diminishes you. Every situation takes something away from you. And I'm trying to get my shit back. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I really feel like I've been giving so much of myself away that the pieces that I'm left with, I can't even make a mosaic with. Like, geez, I need to get some of my pieces back. So I've been doing the work, and I've been doing a lot of writing. So I'm gonna read you guys this one, and then I'm gonna get into what today's about, and get into some topics, and hopefully get you guys thinking, but also get you guys laughing. We're gonna enjoy each other. So here it goes. This is called It Always Ends Like This. When the lovemaking stops, the bullshit begins. We never should have began this shit. but it always ends like this. It starts off as a simple conversation, but your attention wanes. Now you're not listening, and I'm feeling those familiar pains. How are you listening to me with your phone at your ear? And just to test the theory, I ask a question that you can't even hear. Then the animosity starts to build. But I keep it all within, not trying to leave scars in the path I walked in. But it always ends like this. And I already know it's going to end because there were problems at the start. I never could have had it because your ex-wife still owns the pieces of your broken heart. But I foolishly scraped up every piece I could find and tried to find the beauty in what could be mine. But it always ends like this. So now you're gone. And I've repaid the little debt you felt I owed. But now you're blowing up my phone for something else you left behind. The keys to your car. And I should care when you drove away in what was supposed to be mine. The end is near, but not quite. I haven't finished that piece, you guys, because writing it at the time was painful. But for me, writing and also doing these streams and doing these videos, they're cathartic for me because I have nobody in my life that I can talk to, not a soul, except for my kids. And who in the hell wants to talk to their kids about things like that are burdening them? Because you don't want to pass that burden off to them. But inadvertently, you're doing it anyway. Every time you have a screaming match early in the morning and throw somebody out of your house while your kids are still asleep, they hear it. And unfortunately, they start to normalize it where they feel like it's always like this. Hence the title of that piece. It always ends like this because they watched and been there and witnessed it over and over again. So you're teaching your daughter some lessons, and you're also teaching your son some lessons. And you're doing it inadvertently because nobody with the heart and the soul purposely gets into situations like that, knowing that those situations are going to scar their children. No one does that, I would hope, unless they're just a fucking psychopath, in which case, disregard that comment. But you're teaching them things. And I had to start doing the work to figure out why these things were continuing to happen to me, like over and over and over and over. I'm telling you, same scenario, just different face. Same scenario, just different body. Same scenario, just different dick. It's always the same situation. And each one is painful until it's not. Like, you become so used to the pattern of it and the repetitiveness of it that it actually stops hurting. It just becomes, it is what it is, which is another scar on yourself because you're saying, well, I mean, I know it's always going to be this way. So why give a fuck? I had to stop saying that because I knew I was leaving irreparable scars on my children. And when I say it always ends like this, it's one of those situations where you're not so much bothered by what happened and what was said, and you're not really bothered by that. You're really more so bothered by the fact that you yourself allowed that to happen to you again. That's the feeling that you go through. Like, how could I let this happen again? How in the fuck did I let this happen again? Why does this keep happening? That is the question. You have to, yeah, excuse me, I know I got some big ass titties. I mean, you can't even tell I got this little bitty ass waist under here because they so big. But okay, that's neither here nor there. But can y'all believe? After having to be put out of my house, okay. This and after screaming all type of obscenities, at me, in my front yard and everything, and earshot of anybody who was up that morning and cared to hear and see. And this motherfucker calls me back later and say, well, no. He started calling me. But when he left, I was like, oh, blocked. I have nothing else to say to you. So then he started texting, and I can see the text messages because I have to block those separately. So he's like, answer the phone. I left the keys to my car there. And I was just thinking, nigga, the audacity. Well, you left the keys to your car. Oh, you mean when you drove off in the car that you bought for me, you left your keys to your car here? Nigga, fuck them keys. Fuck your keys. Fuck that car. Fuck you. Like, I was incredulous. Like, nigga, you really expect for me to A, give a fuck, B, actually let you come back to my home in which you had just disrespected me and my entire family and neighborhood to get these keys. And then you're still on a rampage talking shit at the same time. What they do to that? Not here. Nigga. And it just tripped me out because they always leave something behind. Anytime a situation ends like that, I promise you, they always leave something behind. It can be something as insignificant as a tank top. And they will use that tank top as a reason to contact you a month later. Like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I forgot I had left my tank top over there. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be in the area, so I want to know if I can stop by and get... Nigga. Why? Why would I do that? But it'd be something as insignificant as a tank top that those motherfuckers will use as an excuse to hit you back up and say they need to come and get it. And then while they're talking about the thing they need to come and get and why it's so important to them and why they should have it, they also sneak in shit like, man, I can't front. I miss you like a motherfucker. Okay, so that's what the tank top was about. You wanted a reason to hit me up so you would tell me that you miss me so you could see if I'm missing you too so you can come get some because you got a vehicle now and you can get down here. Mine, okay. No, fuck out of here. But it always is like that. Ain't that some shit? Um, so in doing my work and trying to figure out, you know, where my need for this particular type of man comes from, because it's a need. You know what I mean? You're not manifesting your nightmare with no work. You have to really subconsciously be putting in some work to keep manifesting the same type of man over and over again, just in different skins. So that comes from years of, you know, programming. That's what I call it, programming. You know, the way you're brought up when you grow up and everything greatly impacts how you behave and how you act and react in certain situations. I just learned that I had the tendency to react violently when I'm hurting. Yeah. I'm that bitch that'll hit a nigga. And it's not even like a thought. It's kind of like a reflex. You know what I mean? Like it's really like a reflex. Before I know what happened, I didn't hit this motherfucker. And then I go back and I look at the patterns and think about it, and yep, about 90% of those niggas, you know, the ones that are all the same, just different things, like 90% of them motherfuckers I didn't put my hands on. And I had to think about, where does that come from? Like, where does that example come from? And that goes back to, you guessed it, the way I was raised, the things that I saw being raised. So I had to go back and think about, damn, okay, so I cannot remember ever seeing my dad hit my mother. I cannot recall that. I can't recall ever seeing my mother hit my father. Didn't see it. But I heard about it. I heard about one incident. Just one, but I heard about it. But I then thought about, okay, when you were growing up the way you were raised in a military ran household with a military and damaged, mentally damaged father, and a beautiful, very strong, very capable, but damaged mother. So, you know, you got to see other ways in which people were damaged. You got to see the ways I got to see the ways that I was damaged, and the way that I was disciplined. Oh, honey, it was like no other. It was like no other. Literally, I'm one of 7 children between my mother and father. I used to be the baby for both of them. And then my father had another daughter, and my mother had a set of twins. So now I'm black in the middle, everywhere. But my position had always been last. My daddy did not like me. And I now understand it was because he couldn't stand his own reflection, because I was just like him. And that was something that I had to contend with too, because I know how I felt growing up under that nigga. Like, and I knew that was something that I never wanted to pass on. So as soon as I could get my thoughts together, I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Graduate, high school early. start going to college. It was just, it was me running from my past instead of dealing with it. So while I was running, I was picking up all these scars along the way. So these are scars that have now shattered. Because even though a scar can still become an open wound. It can still burst forward and be infected and all kind of shit. Trust me. I had a C-section that got infected. Honey, a wound, can open back up. So I say that my wounds have become a mosaic of pieces that have all broken off of me. And now I'm trying to get those pieces back and build myself back up, as anybody should be trying to do. But I also have to contend with the fact that now I have to relearn my children into more positive ways, because I don't want to see my son become the womanizer that I know he could be, because he's only saw predator ass motherfuckers around and dating his mom. That's all he's really ever seen. And I don't want to raise a daughter who grows up to be a doormat because she feels like that's what she's seen. And I don't want her to be that doormat until she just blows the fuck up and kills somebody, perhaps, because that's how I be feeling sometimes. But yeah, I'm trying to do that work and think about all of the scars that I'm leaving. So now I have a newfound respect and understanding for my father, because after doing the work, I realized that his scars came from his father, and his scars probably came from his. But the fact of the matter is, I want to stop the spread of this infection with me and my family. And sometimes, in order to heal a wound, sometimes you have to cut it out. Yeah. And I know y'all have heard of that. If something gets so infected, you might have to lose a finger to save the hand, right? So for me, my finger consists of me, my daughter, and my son. Those are literally the only people that I talk to on a daily basis. And I like it that way. Don't get it twisted. I like it that way. Because I don't like motherfuckers doing too much talking around me anyway. You're gonna blow my high. I don't want it. Just sit down and shut up. But my circle's so small, it's a dot. It's not even a circle. It's a dot. Because I had to cut out some of that infection. You know what I mean? And by cutting out some of that infection, I mean that sometimes you have to grow past people. And I feel like that is something that I had to do, because the people that were in my life, the people that were supposed to be my support system, the people that are, the only people that will be somewhat obligated to give a fuck about me, they do not. And no amount of coaxing can get them to give a fuck. So I'm like, all right, it is what it is. But it leads to a very lonely life. And y'all excuse me, because I be tearing up and shit when I get to talking about this stuff, but I really want to share it with you guys so y'all can grow too. There's a special kind of loneliness that a forgotten middle child feels. I'm not gonna cry, y'all. I'm gonna talk through it because that's what boss bitches do. But it's a special kind of loneliness that a middle child in a big family feels because there's nowhere for you. There's nowhere for you to be. You know, you can't kick it with your older sibling because they way older. You can't kick it with your younger siblings because they're way younger. You're just kind of stuck in this lonely ass bubble. And if nobody around you, if no one around you, you know, tries to include you and bring you in and make you feel a part of the family, that is a lonely ass place to be. So when you're lonely like that, you start seeking out comfort any way you can get it. And a lonely Black girl child is easy prey to all the vultures that have been let loose on the community from other parents who didn't do their fucking work and raise their children to actually be decent human beings. So all of those unfathered, unmothered, unloved pieces of paper, because that's what a lot of Black men have been. All of them are just let loose on the world to prey on people like me who just looking for somebody, anybody to love me. And it's crazy because I have always been a good looking woman. I mean, you see it. But when I was younger, I was real big. And I ate for comfort, but also I ate to be unattractive. Because when you have family members, cousins, older family members and cousins that constantly feel like you're fuckable and constantly want to fuck on you, you try to do anything as a child to make yourself unattractive to those predators. So I was a big girl, and I never felt beautiful. I never felt valuable. I never felt loved. So what do you do with all that when you have that kind of gumbo? Unloved, molested, fat, Black, but pretty, because she cute. What do you do with all of that when that's let loose on the world? Let me tell you what the world did. They fucked her over and over and over and over and over and over and over. One after another after the other. Same nigga, different skin. And all of those men, just like my daddy. Because I hadn't done my work. I had not done the work. So now I'm I'm doing my work, right? So I've decided to become 100% celibate. That's correct. All of you exes that are still calling and texting, trying to get that old thing back, or at least get that old thing back in. I'm celibate. I don't want any dick. I don't want any head. I'm good. Don't call. Don't text. Don't try to tempt me because it ain't working. And the celibacy is not like, you know, oh, well, now she turned into Mother Teresa. You know, when bitches get old, they just like trying to clank it down and everything. No, it's not that. For me, sex is a distraction. Because some good dick will make me feel like the relationship is perfect, even if it ain't shit. If a motherfucker can fuck you, if a motherfucker can fuck me good enough, I had programmed myself to overlook all the other shit and to survive on that intimacy instead of demanding real love. Yep, that's what I have been doing for 35 years. Well, not 35 years, because I ain't start fucking it earlier, but I'm just saying this is a lifetime of using sex, the intimacy of it to survive on. I have been surviving on intimacy because I've never seen, felt, or been shown any kind of real love. It's fucked up, but it's the truth. So now I'm doing the work and I'm trying, and I am learning to love me, because everything that I thought I needed and all of these other motherfuckers, I have it in me. All of it. I mean, I don't have a dick and I can't eat my own pussy, but you know, they make things for that. Okay. I said, okay, it's time for me to be the change I want to see. I need to fix me. So that's what I've been doing. That's what I'm going to continue to do. And I hope you guys will come along with me for the journey. I'm growing, I'm learning. And also, I'm also learning more about this whole production and this whole, YouTube studio and IGTV studio and all that. I'm learning more things about it so that I can make my show like so much better. I want to have a real cute, intro. I want to have my own theme song. I want to be able to put up links and stuff in my videos, or put up a watermark so my videos are known that they're mine. Like, I'm learning all of this stuff slowly but surely. Y'all bear with me, because listen, even 10 years ago, this shit would have been a breeze for me. But these last 10 years, I've lost a lot of brain cells. And I have forgotten more shit than the younger generation have even learned. So I had to relearn the whole technology aspect of doing the show. So y'all bear with me. Come back. Keep watching. Please keep commenting. I'm actually trying to figure out how I can get notified of y'all's comments, because I don't see them until I actually go and look at the videos, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even know she said nothing. So I'm figuring it all out, but I'm doing it on my own. So y'all bear with me. But I promise you will see this beautiful face again sometime real soon. And in the meantime, y'all stay safe. This coronavirus shit is real. I know a lot of Black people still believe that it's a hoax, or, it's not as bad as they're saying. It is bad. It's bad, y'all. So please do yourselves a favor. I implore you, please use your mask. If you have to go out, please only go out if you have to. And even though, I know y'all, even though these kids are getting on our goddamn nerves in this house, and always here and always yelling and always talking and always wanting something. Okay, well, maybe that's my testimony, but I know some of y'all can feel me. Even though we're feeling that way, y'all, keep in mind that you would much rather have a child in your house getting on your damn nerve than having to plan your child's funeral. Keep them kids at home. I know school getting ready to start back, and I'm on the bus of motherfuckers that want to put their kids out right now. Today's the first day in a long time that I've had an empty house, and I'm relishing it. It feels so good. I mean, y'all see me, I'm all dressed up, got my looks and everything. But this is not worth my children's lives. I don't plan on burying my kids. They're going to have to bury me. And I'm hoping I can make it until, my youngest, my son, turns 18, or, at least I'm hoping for 20, but at least is grown and out of high school before I go. I don't want him to have to navigate that part of his life by himself or without the wisdom that I do have about life. So I'm trying to hang on as long as I can, y'all. And y'all should be doing the same. There's nothing out there that is so important that it is worth risking your life. Oh, that's a message. And that's not even about, that's not just about COVID. While y'all out there, you know what I'm saying, enjoying yourselves, meeting people on, POF and Meet Me and Bubble and all these dumbass apps and shit. I just want y'all to understand that every bad decision you make, you're only one bad decision away from ending your life, is what I'm saying, y'all. So if y'all are trying to meet up with motherfuckers and get your groove on, I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying make sure you have latex. And I'm not saying to not go outside and not handle your business. I will never say that. But if you have to, cover the fuck up. The mask rule is not a punishment, you guys. It is necessary. Y'all stay safe. Take care of each other. I love you guys. This has been another episode of JoAnna's Point of View. And I don't know, y'all. I'm feeling all jazzy and inspired. So I might do another video today. Stay tuned. Bye.